strolled without a care, cause I'm going down the road to a brand new place, and I'll get there with a smile on my face. Yeah, so lift me up, I'm moving on, singing and dancing while I play my song.
All right, everybody, I want to welcome everybody to another packed call. I have a special guest on this call right now, and I'm just so proud of him, man. These guys have been going out here crushing it in real estate, taking massive action. And I want to go ahead and welcome on Ray Mabry. Are you there, Ray?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Man, Ray, man, you've been crushing in real estate. You've been taking a lot of action. You've actually just closed your first deal. I mean, how does it feel, man?
Man, I mean, words can't really express how just this was my reality check. You know, I shared in the mastermind group how I had an opportunity to possibly wait 30 days and make double the money. But when the buyer told me that you know, what would I take just for a referral fee, and I told him $5,000, he said, let's do it. I mean, you know, at that point, I just wanted to get that reality check, that first check out the way.
Right. So let's talk about this deal, man. How did you find this deal?
Well, you had sent out a video, you know, a few weeks back about these highly targeted leads that you normally market to, and so I PM'd you and asked you a couple questions about it, and went ahead and put an order in, and then from there, I got the list, uploaded it to Click to Mail, and I sent the list out. And from there, the guy called me, and one of the first things he said was he was a motivated seller.
Wow.
So at one time, I mean, I thought he was kind of joking because, you know, you feel like he's stuff sometimes, but, you know, for a seller to actually say he's motivated, so,
right.
You know, I got some information from him. I told him to let me do a little research, but I asked him, you know, the key question, if I was to close quickly, pay y'all cash and pay your closing costs, what's the least you take for it? He was like, I don't know, just, you know, give me 20, 25,000, just come take it off my hands. And so I said, well, I tell you what, his name was Mr. Curtis. I said, let me take a look at some things, Mr. Curtis, and I give you a call back. And so I called him back later on that evening. I didn't get him. I was like, oh man, somebody beat me to it. But I left my voicemail, and he called me back the next morning, scheduled an appointment, went out, saw the property. I offered him, I think, 15, and we agreed at 20.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's how that first deal was. But it was from the list that I ended up purchasing from you.
Okay. All right. So you got a great list, the absentee on there, free and clear, vacants. And you put the deal under contract for 20 grand. So then how'd you go out? What did you do? You to find this buyer?
Okay, so I'm a member of our local REI here in Raleigh. I'm in Raleigh, North Carolina. And so I had met one of these investors last week just from last month, just from networking. And so he and I exchanged numbers, and we talk from time to time. And whenever, you know, I thought I found a deal, I called him up because he's a rehabber.
Right.
His name is George, and you know, real down-to-earth guy. He's a seasoned investor, and so he and I went out on a couple other properties, just take a look at it. And so he was the first one I sent this property to, and I said, hey man, you know, here's the property, here's the numbers. I told him what I had in it. I told him what I had in the contract, and I told him what I wanted for it. And so he did his due diligence. He met me. We had our trio meeting this last Tuesday. You know, he talked to me, he said, let's meet on Wednesday. I met him at the address. And it's funny, when he and I was walking around the property, there was another investor that drove by the property that I told about the same property.
Oh, wow.
And he was looking interested in it too. So he called me up and he told me that if this guy didn't buy it, then to give him a call. And so after George and I, we walked the property, he did his analysis. And that's when he asked me the key question. He was saying, you know, what would I take for the property now as a finder's fee versus waiting 30 days. And so I told him, you know, wait 30 days, I want 10 for it, but if you pay me cash a day, I take 5. And so, you know, it was kind of a trust factor there because the seller lived right by the property. And so what I did was, once we made that agreement, I said, well, what we'll just do is cancel my contract with the seller. I introduced him to the seller. I explained to the seller that he was my funding partner, and he'll be the one coming to the closing with cash. And the seller was fine with that. And so he asked the seller a few questions and stuff. And then from there, they signed the contract. You know, and then I followed George home. I followed him to his house, and got the check. And the other great thing too is, you know, we even took a picture together and stuff. And like I said, he's a real down to earth person. I got a chance to meet his wife and his daughter and stuff. And so, You know, it's all about building relationships too.
Most
It
definitely.
wasn't just a transaction, but it was
Right.
just, I feel like we're building a relationship as well.
And that's good, man, because then you're going to be able to sell him more deals.
Yeah.
You know, that's the key to us, building relationships. And, you know, you did good because you got a check before it even closed.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was saying to him too. And I even explained to him, I was like, this is my first deal. And so, you know, he told his wife that, and I was like, look, man, you may not believe it or you may not realize it, but you're a part of history now. You know, you're a part of my history because, you know, as a result, you know, this, I can always refer back to, you know, George and his wife were the first ones that bought a deal from me.
Right,
So
right.
that means a lot.
Man, that's great, man. So, I mean, it's crazy because I remember when you messaged me, you were thinking about joining the academy, but you didn't really know, you know, if it was right for you or whatever. And you literally joined like 30 days ago.
Yeah. And see, here's the other thing
deal.
too, Chris. Like I've been following you since probably about the middle of June.
Okay.
I mean, middle of January of this year. And you know, I just heard about Chris Bruce. I was like, you know, Chris, who this guy with two first names, you know? And so, and, I googled you and I saw some of your videos. And one of your videos, you was talking about mindset, and I said, okay, so this guy seems to be pretty positive. And then from there, I just started watching all your videos. And then I found out you had a podcast. And so from your podcast, I went through every last podcast you've had, even up to date, and just listened to it. And some of them I've listened to several times. And I was like, you know, this guy's just really doing something positive. And I said, I want to link up with that. You know, of course, you look at what other folks are doing too, some other people that's out there. But it just felt like the things that you were sharing, even some of the free stuff you were sharing, I said, well, this guy give this content away for free, this good content, then I imagine, I only could imagine what his academy would be like. So that's why, like I said, I PM'd you, asked you a couple questions, and I joined.
Right. So,
Yeah.
I mean, again, man, I just want to say that congratulations, man. You're on your way to making a lot of money in real estate,
Yeah.
you know, because you're taking action. And so if you could give any type of guidance or anything, you know, to people that are watching you so you could be inspiration to them, what would you tell them?
Well, first thing I would say, like you just said, take action. But before you even take action, I think one of the main things is get educated. You know, because sometimes you can take the wrong kind of action. You know, some people can go and pull a list, but they can pull the wrong kind of list and don't get the results, get discouraged, and they quit.
Right.
Very important to try to find somebody that you feel like you want to follow and feel like doing some positive things, and get educated. But and get educated, don't go all the way from A to Z. You know, go learn A and B, implement it, and then keep going to the next step. Everything's the process.
Right.
So a lot of times what I hear a lot of people is they just want to know everything about wholesaling or flipping or rehabbing or whatever. And that's going to take you a long time. And I mean, education is continual anyway, so you're always going to be learning. But I would say get educated, but then from there, take action, take massive action. That's one of the things that you emphasize too, is about taking action and falling in love with the process and things like that. And that's how I feel about things, how I govern my life. So that was another reason why I chose to link up with you.
All right. Well, great, man. Again, I want to say thank you, man, and just keep going out there, taking action, and keep making that money.
Okay, yes, sir.
All right. Appreciate it.
All right, thank you, Chris.